Imagine this. You're offered two options. Option 1, you get $1,000 today. Option 2, you get $1 every day for the rest of your life. Most people don't even hesitate. They take the $1,000. It feels bigger. It feels immediate. It feels smarter. But what if that instinct, the one that feels so obvious, is actually the reason most people stay stuck financially? Because the real difference between people who build wealth and people who stay chasing money isn't how much they earn. It's how they understand time. We grow up being taught something very simple about money. Work more, earn more, live better. So naturally, we start thinking money is the most valuable thing we have. We chase it, we protect it, we stress about it, and we treat time like it's unlimited. We scroll, we delay, we tell ourselves we'll start later. Later, when life is calmer. Later, when we earn more. Later, when we feel ready. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Money comes back. Time doesn't, and most people don't realize that until they've traded years of their life for things that didn't actually move them forward. Let's make this real. Imagine two people, both are 25 years old, same job, same income, same starting point. Person A decides to invest $200 a month, starting today. Person B says, I'll wait a bit. I'll start when I earn more. So they delay. 5 years pass. At 30, Person B finally starts investing the same $200 a month. Now, here's the interesting part. Person A invested for 5 extra years. That's it. But by the time they both reach 60, Person A doesn't just have more money, they have significantly more. Not because they invested more effort, not because they were smarter, but because they gave their money. Something most people underestimate. Time. There's something quietly happening in the background when you give money time. It starts working on itself. It grows. Then that growth starts growing, and then that growth grows again. This is what people call compounding. But here's the thing. Compounding doesn't feel powerful at the start. In fact, it feels almost pointless. In the first few years, the numbers are small. You might think, what's the point of this? This isn't changing anything. And that's exactly why most people stop. Because our brains are wired to think in straight lines. If I put in $200, I expect something close to $200 back. But time doesn't work in straight lines. It works in curves, slow at first, then suddenly fast. And the people who benefit from that curve are the ones who started before it felt exciting. Here's where things get even more interesting. There's a reason most people struggle with this. It's called present bias. Your brain is designed to prioritize what feels good now over what benefits you later. So when you have $200 today, your brain doesn't think this could grow into thousands in the future. It thinks, I could enjoy this right now. Dinner out, new clothes, a quick upgrade to your lifestyle. And none of those decisions feel wrong because they're small, they're justified, they're normal, but repeated over time. Those small choices quietly trade your future for your present. Here's the shift that changes everything. Money is flexible. You can lose it and earn it again. You can spend it and rebuild it. time doesn't work like that. Once it's gone forever. And that's what makes it more valuable, because every financial decision you make is actually a time decision. When you delay investing, you're not just delaying money. You're losing years of growth. When you waste time on things that don't move you forward, you're not just passing time. You're reducing your future options. Time is the multiplier. Money is just the input. Think of it like planting a tree. If you plant a tree today, it grows slowly. You won't notice much for a while, but give it 10, 20, 30 years, and it becomes something massive. Now, imagine planting that same tree 10 years later. Same effort, same seed, but a completely different outcome. That's what time does. It doesn't just add value, it multiplies it. Most people think the biggest financial mistake is spending too much. It's not. The biggest mistake is waiting too long. Because waiting feels harmless. It feels safe. It feels like you're being careful. But in reality, waiting is one of the most expensive decisions you can make, not because of what you lose today, but because of what you never give time to grow. Here's the deeper truth. Wealth isn't built by big moments. It's built by small actions, repeated over long periods of time. And those periods of time are the real asset. The people who build wealth aren't necessarily earning more. They're starting earlier. They're consistent. And most importantly, they respect time. They understand that every year matters. Every delay matters. Every decision either gives time something to grow or takes that opportunity away. So, what do you actually do with this? First, stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. There will always be a reason to delay. More bills, more responsibilities, more uncertainty. Start anyway. Second, start small. It doesn't have to be $200. It could be $50, even $20. The amount doesn't matter as much as the habit, because the habit is what starts the clock, and the clock is everything. Third, automate it. Remove the decision, because if you rely on motivation, you'll delay. But if it happens automatically, time starts working whether you feel like it or not. And finally, think long-term, not weeks, not months, years, because the biggest rewards don't show up early, they show up later, for the people who stayed consistent long enough to see them. Here's the thought. I want to leave you with, if I offered you $1,000 today, or $1 every day for life, the real question isn't which one is bigger, it's which one respects time. Because the people who win financially aren't the ones who chase the biggest number today. They're the ones who give their money time to become something bigger. Tomorrow, money can grow, but only if time is on its side. And the moment you understand that, you stop asking, how can I earn more? And you start asking, how can I give what I have more time? Because in the end, time isn't just more valuable than money. It's the thing that makes money valuable at all. And once you see that, you stop trading time for money and start using time to build it. That's the difference. And that difference changes everything.